Hello everybody and welcome to the 2018 Nova Scotia Provincial Junior Championships, coming live here from the Lakeshore Curling Club in Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia. My name's Carly Jones. I'm joined here with Emily Dwyer. Hello Emily.
Hi Carly.
Thank you for being here today.
It's going to be a good B final. I'm pretty excited to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be excellent. All teams are playing really well, and from what I've heard, the ice is really good too, so hopefully we'll see some good play and some good shots today. So it looks like Team Abraham did win the draw to the button for Hammers. So we'll see Jeff Meager, the lead off of Team Weagle, throwing lead stones here. So both teams do have 38 minutes of thinking time, so their clock will run before they throw the shot and will stop when the rock hits the tee line at the thrower's end. Do you expect to see an open end here for the first end, Emily?
Yeah, sometimes teams will opt to play an open end in the first end just to kind of get some nerves out and get a feel for the ice. So it looks like we had our first over curl. So it looks like we're going to throw a tight guard. So maybe we won't see such an open end right off the bat.
Yeah, definitely an opportunity for Team Weagle to capitalize here on the miss. You don't always get those, especially at this level. So. Just a little deeper than I think he wanted it, so still leave an opportunity for Thomas here to make a play on it.
And just misses the double and rolls to the wing there.
So take an opportunity here to introduce the members of every team here, just to give our viewers at home who may not be familiar with who these fine young men are. So we have Team Weagle, who's throwing right now. I'll let Emily pronounce the lead's name because I'm not going to say it right.
Jeff Marr.
Jeff Marr plays lead. Brett Dory plays second on the Weagle team. And a little different with this team, Graham Weagle, he is the skip of the team, but he does throw third stones, and Owen Purcell throws the fourth stone. On Team Abraham, we have Thomas Mosier playing lead, who we just saw. Throwing right now is Jake Fleming. Third is Brooks Roach, and skip, of course, is Ryan Abraham.
And just stuffs the double there.
Not a whole lot of movement there.
Gets away with it. It was really important to stick that one to hopefully get a 4, so looking like it might be back to a blank end now.
Yeah, I think he threw the right weight. He didn't overthrow it. I just think it really stayed straight, and you just might need to tighten up the ice there a bit, or just be a little careful.
Yeah, and these rocks are just so lively, so if you get a piece of it, you should be good, but you can definitely opt to tighten up the ice or widen the broom and throw a little less weight. It's another option.
So we have Owen in the house now calling for Graham's first shot here in the first end. Nice nose hit. So the winner of this game will get their spot in the playoff round. Matt Manuel and their foursome have already clinched the A division, but just lost the B semifinal to Abraham earlier this morning, 6-3. So this is a big game for both these teams to secure a spot in the playoff round coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, this is a huge opportunity, so both teams are definitely going to be coming out strong today and hoping to be playing in the final day of competition. This one's way out there. And just do the job.
It's an opportunity here for Brooks to find his draw weight and get a feel for the ice. Brooks is one of the new teammates to this team. He is originally from Prince Edward Island and moved here this year to go to Dalhousie, where he is currently a student doing his environmental design studies as well as architecture.
Those ones always feel good, just to have that opportunity to get draw weight in your back pocket. Not really a whole lot of pressure, a whole lot to come around, so you don't always want to give the other team those freebies, but if it's you throwing them, you're always happy to have them.
Nice nose hit. It's nice to see them throwing that nice, easy weight on those hits. Oftentimes, you see junior teams that sometimes may struggle with hit weights, and they'll either overthrow them or underthrow them, but it really seems like, you know, these guys have been on the ice for a couple days now, and they're starting to get the hang of the fact that it's straight, and you need to throw a little bit less to make sure your shooter hangs around. So it's really nice to see all of them seem to have nice control with their stones here.
Yeah. Really shows to the confidence of the ice and the rocks and where to put the broom. Sometimes, like, I can talk back to our junior days, if you're not feeling 100% confident or you don't really know what's going on, you just kind of naturally whip them down there, and then that's when sometimes a flash comes out or a rollout. So it's really speaking to the confidence level of these teams to throw the nice soft weight and always be hanging around their shooters.
So Owen will be looking to nose this one and hopefully make the blank a little bit tougher for Ryan on his last.
looks great. Nice pair there from Purcell. So we have the final stone of the first end of the B final coming up here. We're looking at Abraham's looking to blank the first end and carry the hammer over to the second end. I don't think he's going to be throwing control weight on this one, Carly.
No. No problem with that one. So we have a blank here in the first end as kind of what we thought we might see. So 0-0 going into 2. Nice place stone there by Jeff. It's, if it was slipped a little deeper or it was stayed a little bit higher, I think we might have seen Ryan call the corner guard on Thomas's, but now he's opting to hit it just because it is in a good spot.
So we might not be getting the rocks in play that we were going to hope to get for our second end here, but it's all right. Just got to be patient sometimes.
Yeah, I think it goes back to what you're saying too, Emily, like getting used to the ice. It's still pretty early. Each team does get an 8-minute practice prior to the game starting where they are given an opportunity to feel out the ice. But still, I mean, there's lots of different reasons why teams will keep it open. One, to get used to the ice. Two, perhaps to save a little bit of time moving forward into the game. But kind of, as I was saying before, this one didn't go top 4. It's back 8. So now they are going to throw the corner guard on Thomas's second year.
It just goes to show the importance of placing the lead stones. If that first rock was behind the T-line, the corner guard probably went up right away. And you can see the Abraham team was just waiting to get their kind of chance to be comfortable with where that opposition stone is, and now they're going for it.
Yeah, and that rock behind the T-line really isn't hurting them. If anything, it's going to help them, I think, just because that rock cannot be further promoted closer to the button. It's just going to continuously move away from it. So.
So this is kind of where you can see the strategy of different teams. So you can kind of say, oh, are we going to peel the guard and play kind of defensive, or are we just going to throw up a tight guard and then see what the other team does? So they're opting for the tight guard. There's no right call here. It's early in the game again, so you have nothing to lose. Just kind of goes to the whatever team is more comfortable with what.
Yeah, I think with the tight guard, too, it kind of shrinks down the scoring area a bit. So hopefully, I think at this point, Weagle would be really happy if they could force Abraham to 1 here, moving forward throughout the end.
Yeah.
Lots of people here at the club today. Couldn't believe it when I first got here. Almost couldn't find where the headset was because there are so many people. So it's great to see a good crowd out here coming to watch the future of curling.
Yeah.
And there's actually people out on the ice today as well. They have some benches set up out there too. So
I know it was funny when I first got here. I was looking out on the ice and I was like, oh my gosh. I feel like all of these curlers are so small, but it's so exciting to see them. It's great to see so many new places, and just looking through all the teams' bio, they're from across Nova Scotia, so it's awesome.
Yeah, and it's good to see, you know, like you were saying, Emily, teams of all ages are playing in this, whether, you know, they're 13, 14, 15 and upwards. This is the Under-21 championships, but a lot of the younger teams will still enter so that they can get that experience, so that when they are older and they are potentially more in contention, or more the favorite, I guess, to say, that they've been here before and they feel more comfortable in this scenario. So it's great to see a lot of different teams out here this weekend.
A nice little flop there, kind of keeping the play towards center.
So it looks like he's going to just try to hit this one a hair high and hopefully get both of the blue stones out while leaving his yellow as an additional corner guard.
Seems like it's pretty close. Did get a bit of a jam, but it kind of rolled to a better position now, so not so much in the forefoot, a little bit more room to breathe for the Abraham team.
Yeah, big shot here for Graham. I think you want to make sure you're definitely ahead of the tee line on this. Maybe, I don't think you have to get fully buried. I think even half buried is pretty good. Kind of give him a little bit of a teaser with it.
So they're saying it's back house out of the hand, so they're not touching it.
I think if this is going to be back, you want to make sure it's way back. Don't really want to leave it back 8.
See, those ones that you just caught right in between, you're hoping it's going to stop behind the tee line.
Just a little deep. I think you definitely would have liked to see that about 2 feet higher.
Yeah. They are not giving a whole lot of ice here, eh?
That is tight. Yeah.
Like just like the draws, they've been giving about edge of 4 for to hit the button.
Let's see how much this one curls. Let's see if I can get time on this one as well to give us an idea of how fast the ice is as well. This one looks like it's almost taking off a little bit more than the last.
So we've got that heavy draw tap weight. I think they just want to curl a little bit.
I missed the time.
Inside.
Damn. Still a pretty good shot though. It's gonna be gotta get to the inside of that yellow stone, otherwise you're probably gonna be jamming it. And even if he does get the roll, I still think Abraham should have something on it still, so definitely will still have some options. So definitely not a miss on that one. Some varying ages on this team. The lead is 18, Jeff. Brett's 20. Graham here is 18, and he's currently studying business at St. Mary's University. Of course, everyone is on Christmas break right now, so they can just focus on curling and not worry about their studies a whole lot right now.
Yeah, the timing for that kind of works out perfectly. This looks okay. So he did get the inside, so I guess there is a little bit of curl in that spot there, and a little bit of an opportunity now. You kind of want to hang that shooter somewhere in front. So like a good one now, and you could see your deuce.
Okay, I'm going to get the time on this one.
Believe in you. Saying this one's a little bit heavy too. Kind of want to keep a broom down on these ones. I know our team Carly's had some crazy picks this year, so keeping a broom down is always a good idea.
So that one was a 14-9.
Makes sense.
Not a bad shot. Still leaves a chance for Owen to draw in there and potentially take away the end, actually. It would have been nicer to see that one ahead the tee line, but you know, sometimes when you see those rocks in the back, it can be easy definitely to come down to them, which isn't bad, and it still forces the other team to make a good shot. But definitely could have been a bit better. And yeah, to go back to what you were saying about keeping the broom down, especially if you're liking the speed, it's good to keep that broom down so it's not picking up debris and ice as it goes by, because it's just going to slow down the rock ultimately, and you might not get the outcome you're looking for. As well as picks can happen too, which are not good.
That's the thing, yep. So we have Owen Purcell coming down with his first in the second end. Be absolutely great if they could get this one built above the tee line, put some pressure on the Abraham team. See, they made the choice there to go about top 4 to go back.
It's a pretty good shot. Looked like it finished pretty good towards the end. There's quite a bit of air in between the rock and the guard there when it was coming down. It just kind of sunk its way in there. So I think ideally on this one, Ryan would like to freeze his stone to the blue rock and hopefully make it tough for the Purcell team to get shot rock on their last.
Yeah, this is a really great opportunity. Freezes, they always say freezes are the trickiest shot. You don't want to ever guard on a freeze, right? So you don't want to be light and come up short. So the tendency is usually to give it that extra foot, and then sometimes that's, oh, this looks good though. Oh, he did the job. That's definitely the pro side there, to give it a little tap. No worries.
That's a great shot. So with this one in particular, Owen's going to have to throw the perfect weight. If he bounces off at all and rolls it into the open, it'll be a pretty easy shot for 2 for Ryan on his last. So I almost think on this one you want to throw perfect weight, but even if you're just a shade high of it, you'll still leave that draw for 2, but you could cut off the scoring area a bit. So I think with this one you want to make sure that you don't overthrow it and bounce off and leave him the easier shot of the 2. It's like you can see about half of it.
Owen Purcell with his last, trying to get in front there. On and off, it's always a good sign.
Yeah.
Looks like they just want to curl a little bit. It's a great shot coming in. Yeah.
It does not get any better than that.
It does not. not only did they potentially eliminate the deuce, but they left an actually pretty tricky shot for the one.
It's hard to see. I mean, obviously he has to draw the button for one. I think he's trying to see whether or not there's anything to score multiples here.
If you can get to the nose of that blue.
I think they're looking at, are they looking at the yellow guard? It's hard to tell from here.
Yep. Yeah, staying a hair high. Hair high could squirt both blues.
And you need to get the little thing that Russ Howard has where he draws on the rocks and says where they're all going. So what he's going to be trying to do here is sending his yellow corner into the blue, have the blue squirt off just towards the right side of the house, and then have the yellow go back onto the back blue and squirt that one in the same direction, sending both blues to the right side and hopefully scoring two. Does that sound about right?
It does.
I like this call.
Yeah, like it's the second end, a 1 point swing doesn't make that whole lot of difference. So if
it's pretty risk free, yeah.
Yeah. If you make it, it's pretty fun. Looks like it might be hanging out.
Just so straight.
It's close. Yeah. Oh.
It's a good try. Well-deserved steal for the Weagle team. Great shot by Owen to do that. Not easy shots. So 1-0 for the Weagle foursome moving into the third end here at the Under-21 2018 Provincial Junior Championships at the Lakeshore Curling Club. If you're around the area, come down and check out the action. It's presented by AMJ Campbell. Oh, 2017. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Excited.
I'm ready. I'm ready for 2018. The winner of this event will go to the 2018 Junior Curling Championships. I'm not too sure where they're being held this year, actually. Let's see if the Google machine can tell me. Do you happen to know, Emily, where the Canadian Juniors are this year?
I do not know.
So we're thinking they might be in Quebec, but we're going to confirm here where they are in a bit. So moving into the third end. Slightly cleaning this rock as it comes to rest as a guard.
Might just, slips in there, so a little heavy on that one.
Oh, here we go. So I'm looking at the program here.
It's a good thing.
And apparently it's in
Shawinigan,
Quebec. Excellent.
Nailed it.
Always wanted to go to Shawinigan.
Same.
I'm sure, especially those smaller places, they do an awesome job hosting events like that and really make it special for the players.
Yeah, curling's definitely one of those sports where you find yourself on the weekends, you're like, where am I right now?
What is this place?
Where am I? How did I end up here? But it's always those places that are so hospitable, and they will give you like the best between game meals. And
I remember, so I grew up in Thunder Bay, Ontario, and we went to play in a tournament in Red Lake, Ontario, which is north of Thunder Bay, if you can imagine. And the locals there made us homemade lasagna for the entire event. It was unbelievable. I'll never forget it. It was just the nicest thing. You really get something. Well, someone might do that here, but it's different in those small towns,
totally
right?
Different, so they're excited. So Weagle team seems to be, well, it seems like they're in favor of the guard.
Here's a couple options. You could just, throw the guard. I mean, it definitely seems like they're a lot more comfortable with the ice now. I mean, we're in the third end. The other option, too, is you could hit the corner guard and roll over and get your center guard out of that, too. So.
If you want to kind of follow the Purcell team throughout the week, you can follow them on their Twitter page, it looks like, at Team Purcell20. This is the PR in me coming out. I want everyone to follow all the curling teams, stay up to date. We're just trying to hit and roll here to the wings, kind of bring us the play to the wings.
Pretty good shot. Just rolled a little too far there. Was trying to roll behind his corner guard. So it does leave it exposed. So it is available to hit.
Nice little nose hit there. Keeping the rocks in the rings is always hitting the rock is always the first priority, and
hit rock.
Keep them in the ring, second priority, and in a good spot. It's a lot to ask.
Again, these guys make it look a lot easier than it is.
Jake Fleming here. He's trying to. Was trying to do the hit and roll, I think, but a bit of an overcurl there.
Yeah, I did. Unfortunately, couldn't really get a good angle of how he threw it. It's hard to say whether or not they might have found some curl, or if perhaps he did throw it a little bit tight. Something happened on that one, and I don't think they're going to be too happy with the result. So, big opportunity here for the Weagle team to put some pressure on Abraham. And
the good thing about that miss was it's kind of watching the communication. No one just kind of watched the miss and then turned around and walked away. They all kind of talked about what happened. So that's the big thing. You don't. It's okay if you miss. You always want to know why you missed the shot, right?
Yeah,
you don't want to just be frustrated and turn around, because you got to learn from it. So I saw them all talking about it. Maybe it was a spot.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is a huge opportunity here. Kind of lock another one in front of the tee line.
Yeah, just put it in a place where it's going to be, tough for Abraham's team to sneak in there and get there too. I mean, Abraham does have hammer. There's still 4 rocks left, so I think you just got to be patient, but be smart at the same time.
So going to do some damage control here with Brooks. Make some blues go away. Maybe, I don't know if you can hit that one thin enough and kind of make the double and stay somewhere on the wing. That would be really nice. But just try to get rid of that top one there. Make a double somewhere, that'd be great.
It's hard to tell whether or not. I think if you throw enough weight, looks like he is throwing pretty firm weight here. Definitely want to make sure your rock sticks around though too. Great. So it's a pretty good shot. The only thing is it's going to be a little tough to get rid of that blue one that's there, I think. I still think it's accessible if you throw it quiet enough. But looks like Weagle's just opting to go to the open side and force the play over there a bit.
Yeah, kind of get away from that corner. So we have a few spectators that are making their way out to the ice. Nice to see the brave supporters who want to sit out in the cold.
Well, apparently they're renting blankets, $2 per blanket.
Oh, okay.
A rental to support the junior program here.
Very smart.
It's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I used to love having fans on the ice. It makes it so much more fun.
Oh, yeah, it makes the event so much better, and especially for the team that ends up going to the national event from this. That's just, it's the way it is, and you might as well just get used to it now,
yeah,
right? So
bring out those cowbells.
Yeah. So it looks like the single is from, well, it looks like he's calling control. It's typically what control is, a little tap of the tummy.
Let's see. Let's see if I can get a time.
Okay. So it looks like he's just throwing control, enough weight that he can at least get the roll. It's a pretty far roll, so not an easy shot.
This one looks a little wide.
Just not getting that movement.
So he threw about a 10 there, so yeah, control
It's
weight.
got control.
So that's a 10-second hog line to hog line time that we're doing. 10 seconds, pretty standard for a nice control weight, and then kind of works like lower the seconds, the higher the weight. So 8 seconds we appeal, kind of works that way. So 10 seconds is a nice controllable weight.
Yeah, and especially on this ice, if you're, I would say most teams would be throwing 10 seconds as their almost normal standard weight. Because really the difference between throwing a 9.5 versus a 10 hog to hog really isn't going to do a whole ton when it comes to a hit, just a nose hit. You want to be seeing those 9.5s, 9s for when you're trying to get some granite moving in the house. I would say most of these guys, just for your typical nose hits, would be throwing 10.5, 11 this weekend, just because of how straight the ice is.
Did roll behind the tee line there, so kind of gives the Abraham team a little chance to lock one in there and maybe create a deuce. To call this one Skip's deuce. It's possible.
And at least at playing this shot, you know, it gives him the opportunity for the two. If he play, he could play the hit and roll. Is the other option, but then at that point, I think it'd be a lot easier for the Weagle team to take the end away from Abraham. So at least this keeps the two in play. Maybe he'll get a miss out of Owen on his last, and then you'll be drawn for two. So we'll see what happens here. Either way, it keeps the one alive for sure. So. Just a little late. Just had to be on a little bit sooner there to get the freeze. I think the goal here, Emily, is just to make the rock go away. And
yep. There we go. Owen removes the Yellowstone, so it's draw for the single.
And Ryan just had this draw, so it's a familiar path. It's the last stone for Team Abraham here in the third end. Looking to get a piece of the 4-foot here for their single. Not touching it right now.
Supers don't look like a big fan.
14-9.
They're just hoping the brakes come on this one.
Whoa, that is cruising.
So, looks like a big steal of 2 here in the third end. Take a 3-0 lead. I definitely think you're going to see some corners go up on the lead stones here, Car.
Oh, for sure. It's too bad when you see people miss rocks like that, especially when you just threw it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not shots that you would expect someone to miss necessarily. So,
yeah, those ones I was actually thinking as he was going to throw. I was thinking, I wonder now if they tighten up the ice because they subconsciously might throw that extra foot when they have the backing.
yeah.
As a skip, I know I've done that a fair share of times. Kind of cruise past it. You think you have backing, you can throw a little extra, but you're not giving yourself the ice for that. So I don't know if that was what kind of happened there, or if they just straight up threw it heavy.
Yeah, no, it's hard to say. I didn't mind the time when I saw it. I mean, I think it just goes to show that the ice here is really keen as well. It's probably the keenest any of these teams have played on all year. At least I know from playing at various clubs here that usually the ice is quite a bit faster here than in other places. And they're, of course, doing the ice up for this event.
Yeah.
Brian spends a lot of time on it to make sure it's in top-notch condition. So, but yeah, I think it's a third and it's early. You just gotta kind of put that one behind you. It's unfortunate to give up the 2, but there's still lots of curling left. So.
Yep.
Try not to get down on yourselves and stay positive. And
that's right. And you don't want to try to get it all back in one end.
no.
So 2 here, it's great.
Exactly.
Force, kind of how the game works. So game on, see what happens.
Yep.
So I think the call was a tight guard. If it slips in top 12, that's fine, but it looks like it's going a little deep.
That's good. Good. That's good.
Yes, there's a couple options here for Ryan. He can, there's actually many options. He can make a play on these blues, kind of move them around a bit. He can draw around the corner he just threw up. He Throw up another
Throw
corner.
up a second corner.
Yeah, I really don't think there's any wrong call here. I just think they need to get some rocks in play and really put some pressure on the Weagle foursome. Any type of pressure you can put on them right now, hopefully will be advantageous for the Abraham rink.
So they're tapping?
Yeah, I think they're just looking to move that bluestone just behind the tee line. Probably somewhere as near where the one, the 8-foot is there. They're happy with that one.
Yeah, if anything, it creates a little wall back there. You never know when you're going to be able to draw down to that little pocket. When you're down 3, you're kind of looking for nothing that really scares you anymore. Blue rocks are your friend.
Well, that's the thing, right? As long as they're behind the tee line and you're keeping the front open, you'll have chances to get your 2. So
with the Weagle team here, they're going to be playing a lot more defensive. So if they were planning on playing the end out, you might not get as many opportunities. But where they're going to be playing just straight peels, all it takes is one simple miss, and then your 2's in play. So.
Well, especially after the steal of 2, right? And that's a tough thing about these games are 10-end games, and these guys are so used to playing 8-end games throughout the year. So it makes a huge difference because really there's still 7 ends of play left. So.
So there's 2 options here. You could go around the corner guard and kind of try to create juice that way, or you could draw to the pocket, what's always there. There's no wrong call, but my theory in this one is you kind of threw the corner, so might as well use it. It's there for a reason.
Yeah, I agree. I also like this call because in the end, kind of like what you're saying, Weagle's just going to continuously hit those rocks. Once those rocks are gone, that corner guard's still going to be there, and he'll be able to use it at that point. So I don't mind this call at this time, and even if you force a miss out of the Weagle rink, then you can still come around that corner. It'll still be available. I think his thinking is he's not going to be shot rock going around the corner too.
Looks pretty nice. It's a good shot there.
Don't think that yellow rock's going anywhere.
No.
I think there's only a few people in the world that would be able to make it go away.
Yeah, I could probably count them on one hand.
Kevin Cooey, Brad
Some
Gushu,
guy.
Yeah.
Going to the Olympics.
Let's go down and take a look at it, I guess, just to have a better idea of what the situation in the house looks like.
Both teams are pretty even for time. Sitting around 20, 26, 27 minutes of thinking time left.
Yeah, definitely very comfortable for time. I think as long as you have at least 20 minutes left by the time you're done the 5th end, you're happy. Looks like they're playing draw. Interesting call. I'd be tempted just to nose hit it. Even if your blues do go, at least your blue rock is in front of it. What do you think?
Yeah, it's always going to take 2 rocks to get that yellow one kind of out of play here, but I think wherever your shooter is more important, where what you kind of leave them. So I agree, kind of eliminating those blue ones in the back. They're not helping you at this point, so you might as well make them go and keep your shooter in a good place.
Yeah, I think this is... I mean, if you can make a good one,
yeah,
here.
Right. They're gonna prove us wrong.
You gotta make your shot no matter what.
They're gonna lock one on.
Yeah.
It's kind of all about the angles at this point and the rock
This
positioning.
looks really good. It's a pretty good shot. So I think you're gonna be looking for almost the same thing. I think just throw the same he just threw on his last run, just tap it a little bit. Yeah, just right on the nose there.
Jake's first rock. Fourth end here. That's a great communication between this team.
Yeah,
chatting. Yeah, I love it's great to watch them on the ice. They're always talking. It's a really nice shot.
It sounds like they're saying the right things too. I mean, you could definitely be chatting out there and saying whatever, but it sounds like it's really sound communication. I think that just goes with the fact that these guys have been playing together for a while. They've also had experience at the national level. They did win the under-18s here in Nova Scotia last year and came in second actually at the national championship. So definitely got some extra experience that their teams might not have as well. So
looks like we have our first timeout called of the game.
Coach Anthony Purcell coming out here. He is the father of Owen Purcell, who does Fourth Stones.
We're not sticking the shooter. That's fine. I think like normal. We don't have a lot. Make sure this goes up. That top one has to go. Has to go.
So what Anthony's saying is that they gotta get rid of that top yellow. They can't be leaving that there. I like this call. I think this is good. So just play the straight pick. Get rid of that yellow rock, and then it'll leave Abraham with the draw. But kind of, again, like we've been saying, the scoring area should be shrunk enough that Owen can kind of just follow him down afterwards, right?
Yeah. I don't know if they want to jiggle anything in the back, too, kind of. I don't know if they want to lose any of those blues.
Graham's first stone. He almost got that one started.
Yeah, I was going to say, definitely the last motion was inwards, which means it's going to curl towards the wings. All right, so definitely switch things up here.
Yeah, it just didn't look like a good throw. It looked like he just, like you said, Emily, that last motion at the end, and it just no saving it.
So the Weagle team's not going to be overly pleased with that one, but kind of all about now, where do you want to put your second stone to secure your deuce or make your chances better of your deuce? Do you want to draw? Do you want to hit and roll? You just don't want to set up a double of any sort.
Right.
So there's option A, roll right over and kind of jiggle the yellow one. They could even corner freeze to either of the blues really on the wings, but they want to be probably sitting two by the end of this shot.
I don't mind this call because if you play the draw, by playing this rock, at least like you're still going to keep your play, right? Yeah. I think it's kind of tempting the fact that that back yellow one's there. Oh, maybe we could look at getting three here, but I think you just got to remember what your goal was going into this end.
Exactly.
Just focus on that for now and then take whatever extra you can get.
I think a much nicer throw there. Well, that was...
I definitely didn't start that.
No.
It's a pretty good shot. You should be able to... I can tell. I think if he does try to go for the double there, hit the yellow on the inside, I think that... you might be able to get all three. Do you think?
Yeah, I think you can get all three with some weight.
Yeah. I think that the back yellow might just jam on that
It
yellow.
might
It's hard to
just
say.
jam.
Yeah, our angles are not the. It's hard for us to see it on our end here. But I think for sure you should be able to yellows. Yeah.
See some yellow
Yeah,
spinning.
you definitely need to roll a little bit further on that one. So opportunity here for Graham to make a bit better of a shot here than his first one.
Did jam, straight jam.
Yeah, I think if he hit it a little bit more of the first rock, he might have gotten it, but
It was tricky. Still made the
still
double.
got two. Yeah. Perfect.
They're happy, so.
So here we go, using the corner now.
Yay.
Still there. Oh, timeout. Okay. So we're seeing our second timeout of the end being called. So the coach for the Abraham team is Paul Fleming. He is the father of the second, Jake. And he's also plays third on Team Jamie Murphy. Oftentimes you see fathers and mothers of the players coaching these teams. All junior teams are required to have a coach. Oftentimes you'll see them step up to the plate. Let's see what Paul has to say.
It's like a pretty short conversation, kind of affirming what they wanted to do in the first place, just come around. Heard the word beauty, make a beauty.
Yeah. No, it's definitely, I mean, it's an important one here where, you know, if Ryan's team plays their cards right, they could get 2, maybe 3. And, you know, those opportunities don't come that often. So sometimes it's good to have the coach come out, reaffirm everything, you know, instill that confidence and make the team feel a lot better about the shot that they're playing. So last stone here for Brooks Roach in the fourth end. You're Ryan saying there no wants it frozen.
It's pretty good. It's a great shot. Yellow is sitting 2, so the deuce is definitely in play.
Yeah, I think he definitely wanted to curl a little bit more, but still in a good spot.
Owen Purcell with his first rock in the fourth end. Oh.
I picked on something, eh?
Yeah, I'm thinking that was a pick, so it's not an ideal time for a pick in a game. That is going to be a pretty big point, but kind of one of those things that's out of your control, so it's really tough. Really not happy about it, but again, you got to park that right away for your next shot, and you can't let that be in your head.
Mm-hmm. I almost think you play the same shot on this one, Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you...
So when you talk about the options, you can kind of come around and tuck a piece and Christmas tree it, as we call out here.
Yeah.
Kind of trying to kind of...
Or even you just want to bury half the rock behind the guard. Or, well, you can see the angle here, so the guard's pretty far out there. So I think what Ryan's concern is if he plays that, he leaves a pretty easy double on the yellows. So I think he's just looking to go the open side, but again, that sets up, that could potentially set up the double too. Yeah, not really ideal, not really an awesome spot to put this rock.
But they're drawing a long 3, so I think kind of licking their lips.
Yeah, for sure. I think ideally if you could just be somewhere top 8, top of the house, leave as much space as you can in between the shooter and the Yellowstone that's in the 4-foot.
Kind of creepy. Maybe I jinxed them earlier in the game when I was talking about picks.
Maybe.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm really sweeping this one to get it there.
All hands on deck.
Gotta get full weight on it. Pretty good shot. It did not curl at all. Oh,
Not at all. Had the brooms down the whole way and straightened it right up. Interesting place. They could try to kind of play the hair high double, which is where they put their broom down for initially. So
it's a fantastic shot, though. Like kind of like what we were saying, to have that adequate space, it makes this double that much harder, right?
Yeah. Even if you make the double, yellow's still sitting 1.
Yeah.
It's kind of those ones, just eliminate the damage.
Yeah.
Kind of get through this end with what you can and move on to the next. It's one of those ones where you know you played well, and sometimes it does. Pick does swing an end, and it has a big difference of points. But again, like, that's curling. It's going to happen to both teams.
Yep.
So it looks like a right field. So just misses the double there. And we have a draw for 3.
So I jinxed Ryan on this one last time when I said he just threw this one.
Yeah.
He's going to be fine. And he went through. But again, he just threw this. So hopefully he can make it. Looks like he is throwing the other turn, though.
Really has a little wall to come to, so if he just needs to bump that a bit, there's no worries. But again, you don't want to have in your head, oh, I can throw to the backing.
No.
And
it's relatively the same path. I feel it'll run similarly here, so.
Carly's on the stopwatch.
I think we're looking for something in the 15s here, hog to hog.
Super seemed to like it. Just cleaning it.
Clean. Curling now. 15-8.
That is some
fast.
Some nice fast ice. This looks like a great shot.
That's definitely a big 3 there, especially after giving up the steal of 2 in the third end. So
big 3, even game. Scored in the even end there.
Yep. I think the same kind of has to go with the team. Like a little bit of a bad break there with that pick on Owens first, and
Just got to remember that they're playing well.
Yeah.
They have full control. They have the hammer now, tied. It's a great position to be in.
So head into fifth end of play here at the 2017 Under-21 Men's Championships put on by AMJ Campbell here at the Lakeshore Curling Club in Lower Sackville.
And we have Thomas Mosier throwing his first stone of the fifth end here. And I like his plan for his future. His plan for his future, he plans on having a grand old time, just in general.
Let's do so. He lives in the great town of Tantallon, plays a lot of wiffle ball in his front yard, and is a great guy.
Sounds like a great guy. Just wants to have a grand old time.
Oh, looks like Ryan's put up the 3. Doesn't want to wait. He just wants that 3 up. We got 3.
Did you pull that a little bit though? Yeah? Didn't seem like your nose.
So Jeff here is just trying to go around that tight guard and takes it, rolls off. So Jeff is studying engineering at Dalhousie. And in the summer, he seems to be a national level paddler and kayaking competitor.
Cool. It's always neat to see what these guys do outside the curling. It's not unusual to see them often compete in 2 different sports at a high level.
Summer sport, winter sport, keep all your bases covered, keeps you busy all year round.
Not sure what happened. It looks like that one definitely picked. There's not really any handle to that one.
They're cleaning the paths.
Nice.
Maybe it pecked.
They definitely try to keep the ice as clean as possible. These guys are using relatively, all their equipment is really clean and stuff, but sometimes when you're trying to get the ice to be good, there can be some soft spots out there too that sometimes when the rock travels over it just kind of can change direction of the rock. So it's hard to tell what might be happening. It's 2 picks though, pretty early on, so be interesting to see what happens to the ice as the game goes on. 10 ends is a lot of time for 10 ends plus practice, right?
Yeah.
So
it's a lot of rocks.
Yeah, it's a lot of rocks, and it's a long time for the ice to have to hold up. So.
I saw that Thomas throws with the old-fashioned corn broom. You don't see that too often. He's got it all taped up.
I don't think that's Thomas. I think that's Jeff. Right? I think Thomas throws with the hard line. Owen and Jeff were using the corn broom out there.
Did I say Thomas?
Yeah, wrong team. Nice shot by Jake there. See, there's a corn broom. There we go.
Yeah.
It's all good. I was like, nope, definitely Thomas not using the corn broom. It's funny though that they all use this corn broom except Graham.
Yeah.
It's like the team corn broom. wonder how they coordinate for practice when one guy goes to throw and might not be with the others. Who gets to keep the ultimately gets to take home the corner to use.
So they're pounding that one. Rubbed off the top one, but.
What do you want, fellas? Yeah, still the intern.
Yeah, it looks like if he gets this one anywhere high side, both should go. You can hear Brooks there say, just control. Don't want to overthrow it, just want to, like I said, if you hit high side, you should see both of them go.
That one took a jumper.
Yeah, it really looked like it took a jump. It didn't look like he did anything funny to it out of his hand.
They weren't too worried.
Yeah.
Couple options here.
I mean, Weagle is sitting too now. Great position. They have hammer.
I like the draw.
Yeah,
you don't
I like
ever,
open side.
With the hit, I mean, yeah, to rock with the draw, with the hit, it's just that little bit of a risk of it ever hanging wide and jam. You'd be like, why didn't we throw the draw?
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially, I mean, this ice, I mean, that side seems like it might be a bit wonky too. We've seen a couple rocks almost look like they hit flat spots there. I mean, if anything, to hang wide there. I think this is a smart call, at least by playing this shot. By splitting the rings, you'll keep the two alive for sure. Those two blue are still pretty doubleable. Doubleable.
New one.
I make up words when I commentate.
Doubleable.
Excellent shot.
Yeah, it's a great shot. So you're going to see the Abraham team automatically go for that double. Hope to eventually move the play over to that blue one on the wings, and then they can maybe get a chance at another in a perfect world.
Yeah, no, I definitely think at this point, you know, Brooks just wants to get rid of some blues here. You just got to cut your losses and nice shot there from Brooks. So Graham will be looking to get a little bit of a hit and roll on this. Hopefully roll his blue one into a spot that makes it hard to blue stones on the next yellow stone thrown.
Little nose hit there.
So we do have, so like we said before, this is the B qualifier game, but we do have two games in the C division going on right now. They are the C side quarterfinals. We have Matt Manuel playing against Sweeney, and they're over on sheet E. It looks like Manuel does have the lead in that game. On the sheet beside us, we have, I'm not going to say this name right, Sokolik up against, is that right? believe the other team is in the fort. I'm not positive. No, I could be wrong. It's always hard to know what's going on the other sheets. So I have confirmed that the other team is Team Young. And they're, again, also, like I said, in the C division right now. It does look like Team Young is winning that game at the moment as well. So the winner of the Matt Manuel Sweeney game will play Team Weagle in the C semifinal later tonight. And the winner of the Young Sokolik game will play Team Abraham in the C quarterfinal. So this tournament is a modified triple knockout. Matt Manuel having claimed the A spot already. We will have either the winner of our sheet claiming the B spot, and the C spot will be up for grabs coming up. So with that, if 3 separate teams end up winning, A, B, and C, the winner of B and C would play against each other, and the winner of that game would then play the winner of the A in the final. So it looks like he got rid of the blue stone, but he did roll out. So a bit of a miss there. Was definitely an opportunity to force Weagle's team. Looks like Blank is now still alive. So if Matt Manuel's team were to say win the C division as well, or if the winner of this team of this game that we're broadcasting right now won the C division, then that team would have to be beat twice in order to not move on to the junior national competition in Quebec in January.
So he does stick the shooter on that one. See Ryan in the hack here for his final stone.
He feels a little off. Just going to regroup himself here. Ryan did stay down at the end. Their time clock is at 18 minutes and 26 seconds, so they're a little bit behind on time. So we're going to have to keep up the pace going into the second half of the game. Weagle team is at 20 minutes, so they're also going to kind of keep up the pace a bit as well. Just make sure they do have enough time. Come towards the end of the game where you might need a little extra time to take some time to think about the shots that you're going to play and whatnot. So
yeah.
Wasting no time at all. This one, no problem. All right, so blank end for Team Weagle going into the 6th end. So we are at our 5th end break here. So just to give you a quick recap, we are 3-all after 5 ends. It's been a really well-played game so far. So we will see you guys in about 5 or so minutes.
Two good shots there, bud. Yeah, I know. I know. Did you see the one with? Yeah. And it was on the guard and then they backed it up like. And then Jake threw it here and then over. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a pretty nice doubles wherever you're at. Wherever you're at.
It's going to do a quick pebble for us in the hacks.
Oh, good.
It's real fudgy. Feels like everything's...
Yeah. They should almost do that. They should almost do that anyway. Brian, you get a shot. You get a shot.
It's the same thing. I think how there's a lot of bowlers.
So, what happened to your intern? That right? Okay.
Oh, yeah, good. Sure. Hey, do you think I'm just soft?
I saw one soft turn. Yeah, the first shot of the game you rolled. And one other corner here. Yeah, really good. No. Yeah, that's two nice doubles. I was hoping for just a little bit more weight on mine on the last one, just to make sure. Are you guys like are you looking for what is it? Smudge?
There's nothing on this. Yeah,
so somebody might have hot feet or right? It might be like a something like that, right? But you gotta keep an eye. What do you think they are? Just smudges?
Yeah, we're going to do some sprinkling.
Oh.
Find the pack cover.
That's for after the game.
Here.
Just the axe. So you don't see the evidence of anything. No, it's just funny. So you really look close. Remember those looking down at the and it's easier with your hands than when you do this. When you do this, it doesn't unless your foot put your foot. But even that doesn't work sometimes. You better just with your fingers. You see those smudge marks? Just get them with your fingers. Two good doubles there, bud. Right on. Yeah, I love that call in the second end. Might as well. No, it gives you three. I think you're right. Yeah. No, the turn smoke. Yeah. Some nice shots made that in.
Yeah, there were. You had to make two good ones, and you did.
Yeah.
One great end here.
Yeah, what do you like? Tight center?
What?
Intern maybe? What? Just look for smudges, boys. That's all. Because it's not debris or anything like that. It's just little smudges. So you got to do it with your fingers. Don't waste time. But if you happen to see it, how are we doing?
Not great.
No?
18:30.
Oh, that's not great.
Let's have a quick end.
Yeah, even if you pick up like 1 minute each end, and then you'll be fine in the end.
Yeah, be ready. The setup's looking really.
I thought you might take the same turn and you draw for two, but you made it, so nothing I can say.
Yeah, I like that turn.
Yeah, well, you saw his, I guess. You saw his, yeah. That was a nice quarter for you. What? Either way, it was good, I guess. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, good second half, boys. You're doing great.
Let's finish this strong.
Yeah, let's try to minimize those picks. Just I know we're kind of tight on time, but just kind of look in the line. Look in the line that the next guy's going to be throwing, and if you see it, give it a quick, without losing time.
Our heads seem to be over curling a lot.
So in the spots where it has been, just maybe a little bit more weight.
You guys like throwing normal rather than controlling those spots?
Yeah. But when you know it's going to be straight, bring it back down.
Yeah.
tuning. Not been here since the, oh, they're back on. I can hear myself now. So welcome back to the Under-21 Men's Junior Championship here at the Lakeshore Curling Club. We are in the 6th end now of our B final. Team Ryan Abraham up against Team Graham Weagle. The Weagle team is based out of the Chester Curling Club, and the Abraham team is based out of the Mayflower Curling Club in Halifax. So you can see from the scoreboard, it's been a pretty close game. It's 3-3. Been lots of good shots from both teams and a few misses here and there, and I expect to see a very good next second half.
It'll be interesting to see how these two teams kind of play it out now that they're tied. There's been rocks in play, but it hasn't been overly junky, you know?
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think that's because that's how the teams have been playing. I just feel that teams have had to bail. They have. Like, if you think back to the 4th end, where there are all the Blues that were in the back of the house, and the Weagle team did opt to play the draws, and then eventually ended up hitting it and got a little bit unlucky on Owen's last one. So I would say that was, of all the ends, one of the more rock-filled ends. But I think, we see here now Ryan is calling a halfway guard here on Thomas's second rock. So I think we'll definitely see some more rocks in play in the second half with both teams trying to put pressure on each other and whatnot. And
yeah, I agree. So this is the B qualifier if you're just tuning in. So securing a spot in the final day of playoffs, always the goal. And I'm sure these teams are very familiar with each other. Coming into it, Matthew Manuel's team was ranked #1 in the seeding. We have the Graham Weagle team was ranked #2, and then just behind them was the Abraham team. So these teams are all very familiar with each other. I'm sure they played a lot all throughout the year. So
yeah, and actually, from my understanding, the Manuel team as well as Graham Weagle's team got a bye to this event based on how their season was in the events that they played in and how they placed. They didn't have to go through the qualifier to get to this competition, hence why they were ranked 1 and 2. A nice tap there by Jake on his first. Team Weagle did the 5th end, so they do retain hammer here in 6.
Graham didn't seem to love that one out of the hand, so probably just slid a little wide. Looks like a nice guard coming in here. I don't know if it's safe to say the Abraham team might be going for a steal.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I mean, it's always good to, you know, if they can score in the even end here and then force Weagle's team in 7, then they'll get Hammer in 8, which hopefully means they'll get Hammer in 10. So, and especially with this and previous to this one, it's a really good opportunity to really shrink down that scoring area and make this difficult for the Weagle team to score. Yeah, so he just wants the same shot. Not taking a whole ton of ice. Again, not getting a lot of movement right now.
So Brooks is actually a past PEI junior champion. He went in, I believe, 2015 and last year.
Yeah, you are correct.
You kind of see that switch about provinces when players start to get to the age of university. They start shuffling around. So trying to go for that Nova Scotia jacket this year.
So we have Graham Weagle here throwing his first stone of the 6th then. I think it's kind of interesting to note that Graham actually has 2 other brothers that are playing in this event as well, Scott and Craig. Craig plays lead on the Logan Sweeney rink, who's actually playing on sheet E at the moment. And the 3rd on Stefano Sokolik's team is Scott's. Is where Scott's playing. They're all on the ice right now.
They're all out here.
I wonder where Mom and Dad are sitting.
Yeah.
So I think they're just looking here, how can they get rid of both guards? I think it came deep enough that he can. You can see Owen here lining it up. And I think if you can cross the face of the one that's tight, it should go into the rings and possibly get rid of the Yellowstone on the 8-foot. So again, not nice. Not going to expect too much curl out of this one. Looks like he's brooming him pretty well where he wants him to hit it.
Yeah. Nice shot there.
Yeah, even though he didn't get the one in the rings, he still gets a play away from the center. So definitely opens up that scoring area for them later on, especially now that there's only, you know, we're on skip stones now. So that's definitely a really good shot. Yeah, I'd be happy with that one.
Clear things right up. So where are we going with this one?
Well, we have a few options. Looks like he is, I think he's going to try maybe show him half of it behind, around the blue one. Is that what that looks like there,
I think so.
A decent amount of ice. You don't need to get too cute with this one. Like I said, if you just show him half, that's fine. I think the key on this one is to keep it above the tee line. If you go anywhere deep, it gives a perfect opportunity for Owen to come down to it too. So I think line's not as big of an issue here as more keeping it in front of the tee line.
This one looks pretty good. Looks like a great shot.
Yeah, no, I think they're happy with it. Maybe a hair deep. That draw is still there. I think that they're just more worried. So, yeah, because if you don't bury it, it leaves a pretty easy hit and roll behind the blue rock. And sometimes you just kind of get stuck in between that where you really are worried about the line. I think they made the right call on that one. I think this makes it a little bit harder. It's harder for Owen to follow him down. Pretty good shot on this one. So
this is Owen's first shot of the 6th end. Out of their hand, they're saying it's a little heavy, but Supers are not touching it. Wait, looks like it's coming off it.
it is curling. It's still it's a little heavy.
Foot less weight would have been pretty nice there.
Yeah, exactly. Or even if it was able to curl up a little bit more, but I don't think with that weight it would have, given how straight the ice is right now. So I think with this one, Ryan would be more than all right with nosing it. A little flop isn't too bad either. It's a cold draw to the full 4. Yeah, so nose or little flop would be a good result here. It's the last shot for Ryan Abraham here. He's throwing a nice, easy board. It's curling here.
Supers are on it right away.
Great shot. So there really is nothing other than the draw here. So
that's right.
Such little ice he's taking. He's taking edge of. Oh my gosh.
Big shot coming up here by Owen Purcell.
Yeah, and I mean Abraham's team's gotta be happy with this one. Doesn't really get much better than having your opposition against 3. So he'll be looking to get full 4 here on his last stone. They're sweeping this one to get it there. It doesn't look like they're going too crazy, but Graham is going out to help. Great draw. Hear the
Nice
applause
shot
from the crowd.
There we go. Big pressure shot there to the 4-foot.
Yeah.
I want to say not a worry, but there are definitely a few worries.
Well, I mean, those ones are really tough to judge because everyone knows how big the shot is, right? So
everyone's into it, that's for sure.
Exactly. It was definitely a good team shot. It looked like everyone was really paying attention on that one. And at that point, once you know your 4-foot, you could probably just, keep it going because you can be top four, you can be button, you can be back four. It doesn't matter. You just have to be in the forefoot,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
So there's no point in making it perfect to the top four. You just, once you know you're there, you get it there. So
Great shot. So Abraham now in the 7th end. 4-3 Team Weagle in the B qualifying game. And the Matthew Manuel team is coming off the ice after their win. So that moves them up to, I believe, the C semifinal against Weagle.
and that game will be tonight at 8 p.m.
You can tell we sound so confident in everything that we're saying.
Oh, yes. Well, I was looking at the schedule on the program. It looks like the draws aren't perfectly lined up with the schedule of the event. So I think that's where we were getting a step first. Because sometimes with these events, especially with the draw trees,
It all
it
changes so
right?
fast. Yeah.
So with teams dropping down and whatnot. So yeah, so Matt Manuel and Weagle will be playing each other in the C semifinal following this game.
I don't know if that one picked too, but see a little bit of kind of like those giggles out of frustration where you're kind of like, again. I think they're maybe been trying to coming around that, but a couple hands go up in the air.
Yeah. It's not a bad shot, though.
No.
It's still a nice guard and be able to use it later, so.
That's right.
Yeah, it's always, you know, if you're going to get a pick, you want to at least work out in one way or another.
Thomas is going to try to come around those staggered guards. Looks like it's diving in there pretty fast. Just kind of rolls to the wings.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it had a little bit of heat on it, eh?
Yeah. I think that would have had a tough time sticking around if that would have
no,
just
it's
gotten
tough.
by.
Well, it's especially tough on this ice. Again, like I said, it's probably the quickest ice they've played on all year, I would have to think. It just takes some time to adjust. And
So now we have Brett Dory. He's actually currently working as an electrical apprentice. So
he coaches the is this supposed to say under 9 or under 19?
under 9.
Under 9. Oh, that's nice. The under 9 soccer team in Chester during the summer. He is the coach. Future Premier League players from Chester.
And he also competed at the Optimist International in 20. They finished 4th place. Optimist is a great spiel. I don't know. In Ontario, they do it just the one Ontario team, correct, for the Optimist?
Yeah, so I grew up in Thunder Bay, Ontario, as I'd mentioned previously, and I don't know how it all. This was a while ago.
Yeah.
But when I was a junior, what would happen is they actually have the Ontario Winter Games there, which you would, when you win that event, you go to the Canada Winter Games. But the Ontario Winter Games is every 2 years, whereas the Canada Winter Games is every 4 years. So if you win the Ontario Winter Games, you then go to compete at the Optimist Championship, and that's how they determine who the Ontario team is. And then on the other years, other than that, on the Canada Winter Games years, the team that comes in second at the Ontario Winter Games represents Ontario at the Optimist.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different how you get my understanding here, Emily, you can correct me if I'm wrong, they typically have a separate championship for it to get to that event?
Yeah, I think it's been changing, but when I played, it was the winner of the Under-18 provincials went, and then the runner-up got to go to the Atlantics. So that's how it went. I don't know if it's changed or anything, but I know there's a lot of a lot of players out here right now that have played in the Optimist, and also the Canada Games. If they haven't played in the Canada Games, if they're lucky enough, they're the age where they're trying to qualify for the next Canada Games. Is what I see coming up for the Weagle team in March. So in juniors, there's so much to work towards. It's super encouraging because you have the Optimists, you have the Under-21s, you have Canada Games, you have just all even the cash deals in between. There's the big Ottawa cash deal. Like a lot of those teams I know are starting to level out there. The sport's just getting so much more competitive and busy throughout the year that there's just always something to be working towards and trying to get that Nova Scotia jacket for different events as a junior. So it's really exciting.
Oh, for sure. And I think, you know, for a lot of these guys, too, they're all in school, whether it be high school or university. Some of them are working, too, depending on how old they are, right? But I think it's really great for them to learn time management skills as well. Like, I remember when I was in juniors, it was just crazy in between school and everything. And, you know, you really get a little bit of a taste for what real life is like a little sooner than later, so...
I think my life as a junior curler was crazier than any other part in my life. I was curling in school, trying to work.
Well, think about these parents of these kids too, right? Like, most of them are going to a lot of these events with them as well, so they're equally as busy as here. Yeah. So
it seems there's lots of siblings out there today, so kudos to all those parents.
Yeah, for sure. So first stone here for Brooks in the 7th end. Looking to come around the corner guard here, just on the right-hand side. Definitely looked like that one curled other rocks we've seen during this game. Perhaps there's just a little bit more curl towards the wings, do you think?
Yes, I do believe so. Sorry.
Caught you off guard with the question.
Yeah, I was just reminiscing. So when I first got here, I was saying that one of the young players on the ice looks extremely familiar. And I was like, how on earth do I know this guy? And I realized that when I used to help out with the junior development camp at the Mayflower Curling Club, there were little curlers that were almost too young to even be on the ice, but they were there anyways just because they were involved in curling. They made their parents curled, and one of the curlers out here, that's how I'm realizing I know him. I think the last time I saw him, he was maybe 4. That would actually make perfect sense because awesome. That would have been in 2007. So I remember him hanging around the curling club, and I'm seeing him here now, and I'm having a moment of, oh my gosh, I'm old, and oh my gosh, this is...
Yeah, no, for sure. So it looks like they're calling a timeout here. They do get 90 seconds for the timeout here. It does allow for travel time. That way it'll give Anthony a moment to get down to the other end. It is a little bit of a jaunt.
It is.
Good shot, Brooks. It's a good setup.
It's the furthest part of the club, actually. She'd see all the way at the back.
Right in the middle. Yeah. Oh, he's late jogging. Look at him go.
Yep.
No, he's half his own.
Run, Anthony, run. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to hear what Anthony is going to have to say. Just because I don't think there's a mic on this end. I can faintly hear him. So are they going to play the tap on this one, Emily?
I heard the word tap, and it looks like ice for a tap. Also could be ice for a draw.
I know, right? It's so hard to tell. From here, it looks like it's ice for the tap.
If that's ice for a draw, then
and she's real straight. Yeah. No, I like the tap on this one. I think no matter what, you're going to get at least second shot out of the deal, and it's going to be tough to remove it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right now, Abraham's definitely set up to get 2. So you just don't want to let the end get out of control, right?
So you see them there trying to switch. They're doing that because they want to get more curl from the stone. So hopefully it comes up a bit. Try to make the most out of your rocks with some magical sweeping skills.
Yeah. So he didn't quite get the result he wanted. Maybe just a little too much ice. It's hard to tell whether or not he had the right weight.
I think the weight looked pretty close, honestly.
It looked close, yeah. So I guess you just got to tighten up the ice a little bit on that one. Because really, I mean, if you end up nosing it back, that's okay too. So I think you could get away with taking minimum ice on that one.
Mm-hmm.
By hitting it outside, you're leaving Brooks this opportunity now. So again, here's that curling spot.
I don't know if that one almost looked like it got started. I knew it wouldn't be wide.
It's also not a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Sit. No. So he rolls out.
So just kind of talking about their options.
It looks like you could still play the same shot. You just hit everything you can see of it, I think.
Yeah. At this point, yeah, both yellows are buried.
Yeah. Perfectly buried, for that matter.
That's a nice angle there.
Yeah, those yellow rocks are not accessible, especially because of how straight the ice is right now. I mean, you might be able to maybe throw a back line and get the one on the right-hand side, but I think this is easier shot.
Yeah, I agree. These angles.
Looks like he's taking quite a bit of ice again. I think he's playing the tap, isn't he?
That's what they appear.
They're on it early. It looks like it's light.
I did see Graham look over his shoulder at the time because they're like 2 minutes slower than Abraham's team.
They're playing the draw.
It's like a pretty nice shot.
It's really good. That's awesome.
It's a great shot.
Yeah, no, I think that at the end they decided to play the draw just because you almost had to make that tap perfect, right? You had to hit everything you could see. Whereas with this draw, you know, if you end up being full 8 foot, you end up being back 8 foot, it doesn't really matter. You're going to be second shot.
Yeah, you'll cut down.
You'll cut them down, right? So I think that was a really smart call. You know, he made a really good shot. So Ryan's going to have to try and follow him down now.
Looks like you can see about a quarter of it. Big shot here. We want to make them blue. he's throwing at a little bit of a softer weight. I'm gonna tap that one back.
Yeah.
Maybe keep your shooter in play. It's pretty close. It's a great shot.
Yeah.
Almost stuck around for the third point.
That's a good shot. Yeah,
Leaves Owen the same shot again.
Yeah, totally. Definitely play the same shot. I almost think on this one, Emily, you kind of almost don't want to leave it where the last one was, because he was able to make the shot he just did.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be able to make it again. So I think with this one, like, even if you left it in the 8 foot, if you could, and then that way it's just going to straight go onto the yellow.
Even just biting the 4.
Yeah. I think you want a little bit higher.
Mm-hmm.
What are we throwing? Okay.
Yeah, just a shade higher line and.
Owen Purcell with his last rock in the 7th end. Looking to draw, to force the single, hopefully come around these. Got Graham coming out to help sweep it. It will come up short. So Ryan has a draw for 3.
Yeah, that's a tough one to miss.
The top one in the top of the house must be shot over the other back one. Otherwise, you could hit the blue one.
It's true. Yeah. Are they taking a look at it now? They took a timeout, okay.
Did they hear me?
Maybe. I wonder if they, well, we can hear them. Imagine if they could hear us, all the stuff we're saying.
Oh, gosh.
So stupid. That's not close. That's not. They're 3 and 4. Attaboy.
It might be bad to get an overhead view, possibly.
Make sure if they're 3 and 4.
Okay. Oh, lovely. Okay. So, yellows 1 and 2. I definitely think that one in the back 12 is third.
So that one at the top of the house, but it must be shot over the back one. Back yellow.
Alright, we're just for time. Yeah, okay. Just watch your rotation because there are some picks. Might as well make it a good time. Right?
You can hear Paul talk about the picks there.
And time. You got sorry. It's okay. Shouldn't have called it.
So
I think Paul was just maybe going, because with Owen's last rock, it didn't look like he threw it bad. You know, maybe there's just some soft areas where if you're not throwing good rotation, the rocks are just right.
So right in the sliding path, it might be getting a little soft, and then rocks do tend to kind of fudge and grab. So it looks like they're giving themselves maximum ice here. Maybe get out in the fresh stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't need to play it tight. You have lots of room to kind of hit that 8 foot. And just to say to be mindful, keep the brooms down, watch your path.
I want it right away. They look like they're going so much slower on the camera. I think they're all right, yeah.
They're good.
Great 3 there for Team Abraham. I think it's 3. Yeah. Let's take a second to make sure. It's like Team Abraham's a hammer. It's their second 3 of the game, so So they do lead this game by 2 headed into the 8th end.
Now has the hammer and even end, so a deuce here would be ideal. Tie the game up. Tie the game up, force. Get a deuce.
Exactly.
Be the perfect game story for the Weagle team.
No, I definitely think it's important that they get their 2 here.
So Thomas Mosier throwing the first stone, the 8th end. Thomas is 17 years old, and he's a 2-time provincial under-18 champion.
Nice shot there. It looked like it hit the slide path and the brakes just kind of went. Sweepers were saying it was a little heavy. Especially at this point, you really want to make sure your lead rocks are in a really good spot. You don't want Thomas's going behind the tee line, so those are just going to be rocks that the team can use later on to generate their 2 points, which are very crucial here in the 8th end.
So Graham just wants Jeff here to throw up the corner. Really nice corner there. That's their best option to create their 2 points, or as we like to say, a deuce.
Clutch deuce.
Clutch deuce. That's what we need right now, is a clutch deuce. I learned last year the hard way that clutch deuce is a very Canadian or North American thing to say in the curling world.
Lee is actually going to Korea for the 2018 Winter Olympics, doing some work with the World Curling Federation.
Yeah. So that's how I learned the hard way. When you're writing about teams from all around the world, you have to keep it neutral as possible, but growing up in Nova Scotia, clutch deuce was part of our everyday lingo, so I had to clear that one out of the old vocab. Both teams are definitely going for it now. We see the center guard go up and the corners up. Neither team is afraid.
So it does raise in the Yellowstone, but I don't think he's really not going to be unhappy with that. He still rolled his shooter into a pretty good spot. So looks like those 2 corners are going to be rocks that Ryan's going to have to deal with, I think. He does have the option too, if he really wants to, get really offensive and just start guarding that rock in the 8-foot and just run away with it now.
Yeah, right? Sometimes you think you're going to know what the other team's going to do.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to peel. They throw up a guard. It's kind of what keeps it fun.
It's a good shot.
Plus, every other aspect of the game is always a mystery, which also keeps it fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Picks.
You just don't want to leave, golden opportunities. Make the other team make a hard shot.
Yeah, a perfect example of that was in the last end there. Like, even if Owen was anywhere in the 8-foot, they'd be only shooting for 2. Mm-hmm. Hopefully they could have forced, right? Anything could have happened, but missing the rings on Owen's last shot there in the last end just kind of gave opportunity for that extra point.
Yeah, and takes the pressure off a bit too,
exactly.
Right? So
you always want the other skip to making a hard shot. I don't know if you could say there's been a momentum switch, if you've ever seen one. First half, I feel like The Weagle team was very much confident and in control. Both teams were playing well. Seemed like Abraham was kind of getting the bad breaks, and
yeah, and I think Weagle's team and Owen. And they had some bad breaks too, right? I would definitely say that after Owen's pick in the fourth end, the team got a little worked up, which any team would, right?
Yeah.
And when they gave up the 2 and 3, it was quite impressive with how composed they stayed.
Yeah, they were very much.
I think that's a big reason why they got their 3 in the fourth.
Yeah. Very much heads down. All right, let's get to work. No worries, and didn't seem to be panicked at all.
Yeah. So
experience on these teams, so it's really showing in this game.
But the other thing too is, it's the junior provincials. This is what these guys play for all year.
Yeah.
So of course there's going to be emotions, and people are going to be excited and amped up, and usually in most cases that's when you see these guys play really well, but sometimes unfortunately you see some misses as well. So nice little hit and roll there.
Can't see probably a small half, yeah. It's kind of one of those get one, get the other, make it go away. Never want to sail by any of these ones. I think Brooke makes the peel if he can kind of roll in the rings there on the top one. Interesting they're playing this turn. I kind of like playing the out turn on this one here because you don't get one, you probably get the other on this.
Yeah, I agree, for sure.
It's a bit of a bad break there. Peel almost thought he was going to make the double. Line was probably really great for the double. If that yellow one wasn't there, would have had it.
Now, yeah. Honestly, I think I might go back to what you were saying. Like, I think it might have been a choice to turn. You play the other turn and you get it the other way. That's not happening.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot that good that could come from that turn.
Kind of interesting why he played that. I'm not too sure why. Something to remember too, we're getting a little tight on time, both teams. The Weagle team has 9 minutes and 22 seconds. Yeah, the other team, Abraham's team, has 10 minutes and 31 seconds. And the Abraham team is out of timeouts now, and Weagle's team only has 1 left. So it'll be interesting, especially, getting into 9 and 10 where situations get really crucial.
So the crowd is very into it here at the Lakeshore Club. Has some really great shots on both sheets. So it's a little bit of a tough call here. You can kind of see half of both rocks. So it looks like they're going to opt for doing something with that yellow one, because you never want to give up 3 after just getting 3. Those are kind of the worst ones. You're like, we got our 3, and you give up.
This is a big shot.
So clearing the guard, peel the guard,
Yeah.
make the double, and then your next 2 is still an option.
Yeah. This is smart, this call.
Yeah, I agree. This is kind of a scoreboard shot. You never want to be playing with fire in these cases. So worst case, peel the guard, kind of clear things up, like so. Make the double on your next. Still a few more shots.
So we're just looking to split the rings here on this one, Em?
Yep. Generate some separation between the blue rocks, and then just it's going to be basically placing rocks and hopefully making doubles if we're talking about the Abraham team.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Comes up light.
yeah, it comes up a little bit short there. Opportunity, not too bad. You gotta kind of hold your tongue right now and hope that the double's not made. Otherwise, that was a
Whole
really
end is gone,
yeah,
right?
exactly. It was a really big opportunity. As you can see by Owen's face, he looks very sad.
Do you think he just underthrew it, or?
Must have.
I mean, sometimes ice changes can happen at this time too. Not to blame the ice or anything, but you know,
Yeah.
it could be that. But again, those are things you gotta be talking about too as a team. So
Big shot here.
a little
A little wobbly. Not a lick. Trying to get the other way. I'm caught right in between there, so they were hoping to get it on the low side, but if they were sweeping it, maybe they could have crossed the face and kind of get it high side and kicked it that way. One of those ones, again, you're hopeful it's going to curl up, and it just doesn't. It's hard to change the line call in the middle of the sheet. You only have 6 seconds to make a decision.
Yep, exactly.
Y'all got to kind of be on the same page, and I think I just said y'all.
Y'all. All right, so he is drawing. I might see if I get time on this. It will give us a chance to see, you know, is the ice changing at all? Is it getting slower?
Eighth end, it definitely could be.
So we had the one from Ryan, in the fourth end when he threw, it was 15-8, which is
That is slick.
incredibly fast. But I would suspect something in the 15s would still get you where you want. Sweeping this one hard all the way.
Looks nice.
15. It should be fine. So yeah, no, you know, it
Still
looks
has
like
lots
it's
of
still
life
running
to it.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually perfect.
Yeah. Big shot there. Doesn't leave him the double either, so basically hoping to hit and stay shot, and then hoping for a rollout if anything. So really, really nicely placed shot by Owen.
Yep, for sure.
So Ryan Abraham's last shot of the eighth end. Trying to eliminate the blue rock. Jake just cleaning it. He will roll out. So it leaves Owen the same shot he just threw to draw for his pair. Hopefully tie this game up.
This was a rock that came up light last time. Oh, he's throwing.
I think they're aware of their time situation.
He's out of the hack.
He's gone. It's going to be interesting to see if this time situation comes into play later.
As long as they just, you know,
Keep
stay
playing.
on top of it, and the front end's being prompt, and that's 15 hog to hog, so just clean that right in.
Yeah. Great weight.
Well thrown.
So we're all tied up. Big ninth end coming here. Team Abraham has the hammer. So in this situation, you're hoping to either blank and carry the hammer over into 10th end, or you'd like to score your deuce, so you're up 2 without hammer in the 10th end. So right into play here in the 9th end. A high guard, so in the old Randy Furby zone, I don't even know what word I'm looking for right now.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Zones.
Yeah,
I'll
zones.
just pluralize it. That would be definitely a 1.
Yeah.
So they weren't worried about that at all, which is nice. So as a lead, those ones are kind of stressful to throw because you really don't want to hog it, but you still want to be high.
And often, well, I'm not sure I didn't see the exact call there, but oftentimes you'll see teams call the 3 guard, which would be a tight guard, and then that way the lead can get their guard weight. So really, you're thinking 1, 2 in your head. Supers get to a 3, and then the next one you just take a hair off and you'll get that 1 guard, right? So it's not often you see teams throw the 1 guard on the first one. It's a little dicey.
I know.
But it's fine.
Sometimes you see it in an extra end.
Yeah. But definitely here, the Weagle team would love to steal. And if not steal, at a minimum force Abraham to 1, and that way they'll have hammer going into the last end.
Yeah, exactly. This one might be a little bit hot. Thomas throwing just a hit here. Go into the wings. Very nice. Nice control weight.
So it's still the 9th end, right? So Graham here is calling Brett to hit Yellowstone in the 12-foot. As Abraham's team does have hammer, all those rocks that are in play are still potential counters in the end. So you don't want to get too excited about focusing on the steal, and remember that you don't have hammer and that you need to make sure that you're hitting yellow rocks out when you.
So the key here is going to be all those hits just in practice. You really don't want to have a rollout here.
So I just received a message to read this out loud. Cheering on Brooks Roach from here in Moose Creek, Saskatchewan. Met him on a family trip to PEI this summer. A fine young man. Question: would these curlers have a preferred turn? And if so, how do they practice? Thanks, and keep up the great coverage. That was Arbuckle.
Wow.
In Moose Creek, Saskatchewan.
From Thomas Arbuckle himself.
Yes, yeah. So
it is an honor for Thomas Arbuckle to be tuning in right now.
All the way from Saskatchewan.
Wow.
So the question is, I'll give this one to you, Emily.
Oh, okay.
So with these curlers,
Yes.
the preferred turn, and if so, how do they practice? So do they have a preferred turn?
Well,
I would say
they do
generally,
have a preferred turn. I would not be able to be the one to tell you what the preferred turn is.
of these people. Yeah, exactly. If I had to speak from personal experience, my preferred changes based on the tournament. You know, if I'm throwing my out turn good, I like out turns. If I'm throwing my in turn good, I like in turns. You know, and when you get, you know, these guys are in a groove. I mean, they're all practicing so much that, you know, if they're struggling with one turn, they'll really focus on that and practice for a while and, you know, make it work. And then, you know, they can switch and they'll be struggling with the turn that's what's loved.
You'll throw 100 out turns and you'll hate your in turn.
Yeah, so if they have a preferred turn, you know, maybe some of them really do. I was in a Scotties a few years ago. I remember I was playing lead on a team, and I just had a lot more feel with my intern that week. So, because I had the option to throw more interns as a lead, because, you know, you're starting off the end, I threw mainly interns for the weekend, which is a little uncharacteristic of me because I do prefer out turns.
It's a great question.
Yeah, no, it is a really good question. Yeah. So yeah, to answer your question, yes, they probably do. Do not know what the preferred turn is. Maybe if we did some statistics.
Maybe we could do some post-game interviews.
We could do some interviews and ask them. It's interesting when you do statistics on these guys, and at the national level, you'll see that happen. You'll see how they throw their out turns and how they throw their in turns, and whether or not there's a difference. And sometimes, you know, teams at the really high level will identify these things in their opposition and almost force them to the other turns.
Carly, that's why we always made you throw an out turn.
Is it? Yeah. It's hilarious.
So 2 is very much still in play here for the Abraham team. That yellow rock is slowly creeping up to the house, to the top of the house. But yeah, if anyone knows Carly or I and wants to ask any questions about these fine young men, please contact us and ask us, because it's great.
Yeah, no, it's always good to have participation from the viewers at home. You know, on our way down here, we weren't sure how many people were going to be watching, but that's the
Engage.
beauty.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of this. You know, we have people messaging us from different provinces, telling us thanks for the coverage, and that they're really enjoying watching this and listening to this. And it's great for these guys and all their families, you know, if they're not able to come here to watch.
That's right.
It's really, really neat that they broadcast these games now.
Yeah. Like with Brooks alone being from PEI, we can be sure there's some PEI fans tuning in. And that looks like it might be another pick. Okay.
Yeah. It looked like almost, I'm not sure. Yeah, it must have picked. I don't think rocks would go sideways.
Yeah, I think that's a pick.
Yeah. It almost looked like there's something under it out of his hand.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't look like he started it, but it looked like it started curling right away and then just grabbed.
And that's the thing, right? Like in long spiels like this, you're going to have bad breaks, and the other team's going to have bad breaks. So it's just a matter of kind of when they happen.
Yeah. So we're on skip stones now here in the 9th end.
And that one also looks like it's just definitely overcurled. So opportunity right back for the Abraham team. Question is where do they want to put their stone? Do they want to come around the high guard through at the start of the end? There it is.
Definitely tempting.
I mean, but then the problem is if you ever come up light, you're kind of leaving a guard, and that's the out for the Weagle team. So Weagle team is hoping they're going to come around the center guard.
I almost think they're having the exact same conversation we are right now out there.
I think
they're tempted by that guard. I think you just got, again, kind of go back. What's our goal? We just need 2. We get our 2, we go up 2. Then you just play your next end defensive, right?
Yeah.
So Yeah, I think this is a smart call.
I agree.
Yeah. You can hear everyone talking about the picks. You can hear them rumbling from the crowd.
So definitely gotta. It's hard to keep that out of your mind, but at the same time, you still gotta make your.
It's hard to see.
We don't know what's,
right?
yeah, we don't know what's going on. We don't know if it's the ice, if it's someone's gripper, if it's something on the ice, if it could be so many different factors. But it's definitely not fun to play when that's happening to both sides. You know, the boys practice so hard for this all year, so
Yeah.
you never want to see it come down to something like that. But we even all saw Brad Gouju. He had a pretty bad pick in the trials.
Yeah.
So it happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
And I hate that we're even talking about picks this much.
I know.
I just like
It makes me feel so uncomfortable.
I know. Let's just move past.
So we do have our second final of the day. Looks like did win their game over Stefano Sokolik.
So they'll be playing
Just
the Abraham team in the C semifinal.
Exactly. If I do some quick math here, because the scoreboards are baseball style, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're done after 9, and it'll be a battle in the C division tonight here. Still a battle here in the B.
That's right. So now we are the only game left on the ice. So could also change conditions a little bit. So we're just going to keep an eye on it. The fans are committed. They're staying out there.
Oh, yeah. No one's left. Everyone's all stayed out there.
It's great. It's looking like he's going to roll. Stick for shot. He might have just stuck for shot. So just going to do a double check.
Oh, that's close. I think blew his shot, though.
Yeah.
He got it. Oh, my gosh. From our angle, so to give everyone at home an idea, we are situated behind sheet A and looking over at sheet C. So it looks like a super steep angle, but now that we have the video view, it does not look to be as hard of a shot. Definitely not a gimme, though. It's
no, it's hit.
Yep.
Take the lead here.
Nice control weight here.
Yeah, brooms down.
Brooms down. Please put your brooms
Please.
down.
Please. See a big deep breath there. Carly's on the stopwatch. No worries.
I'd like to see around
We
a
need our
10-5.
TSN.
Yeah.
We need our TSN little timer in the corner.
It's 11-4 actually, so
It's a really
nice easy weight.
And there we go.
Perfect rock.
2 points on the board for Abraham team. Take the lead up 8-6 going into the 10th end. Weagle will have the hammer, and they need 2 to tie. That's how that math works.
Yeah, 2 to tie and force the extra end.
Really good hammer efficiency by the Abraham team. Really great.
Yeah. And again, going back to that third end where they gave up that steal of 2, they kept it together, they got their 3.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show, like, these are long games. These guys, 10 ends of curling. They've been out there for 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Definitely need good 5th end snacks.
So Ryan will be looking to put his We're getting Thomas to get his stones in front of the tee line.
You see the boys just pounding it there. It's kind of getting into that.
Definitely don't want to guard.
No, you don't want to guard.
Ay.
Oh, it looks like they're just going to get it in.
It's a biter. It's okay. I would have liked a little bit deeper.
Thomas doesn't look too pleased with that one, but we shall see.
Corner guard here from Jeff.
Yeah.
This one's really, really killing. Good shot.
It's definitely a corner guard.
Yeah, it's usable. I think they would have liked it a little bit tighter,
Yeah.
a little bit further over
Yeah.
on the 8 foot, but that's okay. They'll take it.
You give this one a couple feet extra. So
Just over adjusted, right? Like,
So that one's gonna have the
Yeah.
sails on and coast through the house.
it's better than throwing up another guard, I guess, in reality, but
Oh, for sure.
it's hard to make that adjustment sometimes.
Yeah. This is definitely a high pressure game like last and B qualifier. Gets you in the playoffs. Hearts are probably pumping a little bit out there.
Yeah, it's a big game. And for both of these teams, after this game, hopefully they're not thinking about it at this point, but they all have to play in the C semifinal, right? So 2 more games to get your spot if you don't get it now.
That's right.
An opportunity that if you get this one, you have a chance to clinch the C as well.
Yeah.
So
Puts yourself in a really good position.
nose appeal. So miss from Jake here in the 10th end. Second stones.
Lots of
Oh, no,
numbers.
second end.
Numbers are hard.
It's a 10th end.
10th end. So we have 2 corners. So we have Brett throwing his first stone. They're just trying to nose. But interesting. The good thing is, since the sheets have cleared off, you can probably hear the boys speaking a little bit better.
Yes.
So hear their thoughts, and maybe you'll hear a little bit less from us.
Well, I think and I think that's definitely one thing, but I think, as well, from my understanding, like, it's a lot different when the girls are out there because the girls just get so loud. And the guys, from what I've heard, the guys, their voices are distinct enough that it doesn't seem to bother them as much. They don't really mind if there's other games going on. They can still hear their team adequately. And
Yeah,
whereas the women, it's a whole other story.
it is.
Ay.
So we have 2 nose hits, so not going to be happy with those ones. You kind of want to clear those off and not stuff them. But,
It's just the pressure, I think. I hate to say it, but
yeah.
it's not characteristic of them, that's for sure.
So Weagle team is going to be looking to come around these guards that Abraham team has left them.
I like what Graham's calling here. He's taking, he puts his broom down. He says, let's play this come around. Let's make it. If you're tight, you still rub off that blue, and you're probably going to get it in and split it.
Yeah.
It's very smart to be aware of that.
You nick it. So we have doubleable rocks. We have splittable rocks. The rocks can do all kinds
Splittable.
of things.
Double bubble. that was totally made up. Splittable. Splittable's a real thing, isn't it?
In the curling world.
Yeah. Really trying to finish it here.
Yeah.
Go, go, go. This is where things get tricky. Abraham's team doesn't have any timeouts now.
So they can kind of get sucked into the draw game. It's one scenario. Or they can go defensive and say, we're not getting, you guys aren't getting 3.
I like
we are
this
gonna
call.
Peel.
Yeah. I like this call because if you play this, you roll on. And because this is really the rock that's hurting you right now is this blue stone there. That blue stone is doing you no good.
Ooh. It's gonna stick. Might spin. There she is. Spins right back in.
Let's see there. Take a look at the time clock. So they're all doing pretty good for time now. Purcell's team does still have, or Weagle's team, sorry, still does have 1 timeout remaining. So I don't really think there's any need to panic, but still important to be prompt.
Yeah, not a whole lot of cushy room, but still fine. They definitely managed that little crunch pretty well. They were all pretty aware of it. I saw a lot of checks over the shoulders and kind of, ooh.
I'd love to see Kevin Cooey's time clock more often when they play. They always seem like they take so much time at the beginning, and then all of a sudden they're scrambling, and they have like 1 minute left.
And they throw like 100 stones.
Yeah. They should have the time clocks on the screen at all times.
Yeah. And for people who don't even know curling,
I know.
like when curling's just on a bar and they just see a clock ticking down and people scrambling, they're like,
oh wow.
This is intense.
This is nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. We might not know what's going on, but there's a time clock and it's getting less.
Fast paced. Pretty good shot there from Graham. Whoa, no. What are you talking? I like the hit. I don't know.
Carly will never not tell
really
you.
Feel.
Yeah. Carly won't tell us how she really feels ever.
I think the draw gets really scary. You're bringing 3 into play. You got no timeouts. I mean, the run back, I don't mind the run back either. I don't think the draw. Absolutely don't play the draw. I think you are going to hit the blue one that's in the rings. But see, because if he hits that back blue one, Emily, then he's just, again, either behind the yellow or go around his other corner guard. Yeah. At least with this one, you know, if he misses the peel, it's kind of similar to the 8th end, where he'll have a double, hopefully, on his next shot.
Double bull rocks.
Double bull rocks, yeah.
Coming back.
This is not a situation that Abraham saw himself in, I can tell you that much. It's a good shot.
All right.
It's a very good shot.
Yeah, that was a long run back, people.
Yeah. No, I think that was a good call. I got really scared there when he started talking about the draw. That would have been really scary.
The broom wasn't even down, and Carly was already running out on the ice.
Yep. Don't do it.
Wait a minute.
Stop. No, that was a really good shot. So it looks like Graham's going to play this. Is he playing the same shot here?
Yeah, he's coming around, yeah. It's crazy because even after making a really nice long run back, since he didn't stick it, which I mean, be magical.
It was super long, yeah.
I know. The 3 is still very much in play here. Just kind of a matter of where they put their rocks.
If Graham could put this rock in the same spot he threw his last one, I think he's in pretty good position.
Looks a little hot, but might grab the fudge in the middle.
Line's fantastic. It's a pretty good shot.
It's hard to tell if it's buried.
I think it is. You see a bit of
It's
it.
really nice. Looks like nothing changed from 2 shots ago.
Yeah.
We've had a run back. We've had a perfect draw, and it looks like nothing's changed. They're right back to where they were.
He could see it almost a little bit more than he could before. I think with this one, it's hard to say if he's looking to completely remove the blue rock. I think he's just looking to nudge his own rock in there and sit either first or second.
Yeah. And a heavy draw. You don't ever want to tick and roll off. So
I don't think, yeah.
there's not a whole lot of options just like in the end,
Down
you
to
know.
1 minute and 44 seconds.
So kind of Lachlan in there.
So I think I see that he wants to just almost corner. Is he drawing to the back one?
I like
I'm not
like
sure what
throwing
he
to the back
called,
one,
yeah.
but I'm not sure. It's hard to tell from our angle.
I think no matter what, you just want to make sure you're at minimum second shot. So
Yeah. This looks good.
it's coming in here.
They're locking onto the back
Yeah,
one. Line looks
looks
great.
like it's really good.
Line looks perfect.
It's really, really good shot.
That was a huge shot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a really good shot.
I believe the Weagle team has a timeout.
Yeah, they do have
Okay.
one timeout left. So they're in a little bit comfier position.
Yeah.
Mind you, Ryan does have a minute 20 left for his last, and
Yeah.
I can tell you right now he's already thinking about what he's going to be playing.
Yeah.
So
So I guess just gotta try to lock one on here, eh?
yeah, I think you just follow him down, you on, and Ryan's going to have to play a similar shot on his next one, but I think Ryan can breathe a little bit now because I don't
yellow
think
one's
the three's
not-
in play
yeah.
anymore.
Yellow
So
one's,
it was getting really scary for him.
yeah,
Yeah.
nestle right in there.
Yeah, you know what? If you give up 2, right? Oh my God! Wow. Oh my God, that is awful.
So
That is terrible. So that is one nasty pick. And that didn't look like a soft spot pick. It looked like a pick.
it was
looked like
definitely
grabbed
some kind of
something
debris.
on the ice. Yeah. Oh my
that
gosh.
is it's definitely frustrating.
It makes you nauseated.
So Ryan's in the hack, and you can guarantee you there's a lot going through his mind on this shot right now,
Oh,
especially
God.
with
Yeah.
what's happening. But you know what? You just got to park it. You can't think about what just happened.
Exactly. I think ideally on this one he'd like to come top 12, I think.
Yep.
Just make the draw harder.
Yep. This looks like nice weight. Just trying to block off that draw path there.
All right, so. Well, what?
So they're yeah, I guess.
He's
Block
just gonna
off,
go for
yeah.
it for the win.
Well, they can't get.
Oh yeah, they need to. Never
Yeah,
mind.
so that pick was devastating,
Yeah.
to say the least. There's not really any way to cushion around that. It's
Yeah. Even as an opponent, you don't like seeing that. I think this is the goal.
yeah. So
It's not easy,
all,
but it's, yeah.
all Owen has right now is an off.
Yeah, so he'll just look to, I think it's probably Oh my gosh, how thin do you have to hit that? Actually, not thin, sorry. I actually think it's quite thick.
Yeah, it's pretty flat.
I think you have to hit about half a rock. You know, Owen does have his little tuck delivery, so he might be able to throw enough weight to make it too. I think you gotta throw it pretty hard to get all the way over there and still move the yellow out of the forefoot.
At that blue
They
angle.
also have only 30 seconds. I hope they realize this.
Oh. Okay, I think they're gonna go for the blue angle run. So 17 seconds on the clock, and the final stone, Owen Purcell.
You make it? Oh! Wow! That was amazing! Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Wow! They're hugging. The game's not even over yet, and everyone's hugging because they're so happy. Sorry if we broke everyone's ears, because that was amazing.
That just happened.
Wow.
And I really hope that a lot of people are watching what just happened, because that was epic.
It's unbelievable. They're like yelling yes. No one's really screaming it, and then he makes it.
I don't really think that anyone was sure what was going on there. It was kind of get in the hack and just chuck it.
Wow. That was unbelievable.
Oh my gosh. Curling.
That was crazy.
Curling will never keep you young.
I'm so pumped up. I can't believe this game is still going.
Imagine how pumped they are. They made the decision, and he was already halfway thrown in the other for the in-off.
I'm surprised they didn't call a timeout. You know, you got 30 seconds. I mean, you know what you're doing, but still, like, to give you some breathing room, right?
Yeah.
No, we'll just out
give
of the hack here and throw that little humdinger.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. It was a very nice shot. Few people missed the shot and coming in and hearing about what just happened.
Yeah, there's definitely a buzz here right now in the Lakeshore Curling Club, all the fans on the ice. I don't know if people were halfway to their seat, but that was definitely one that everyone kind of stopped and watched, and I'm pretty sure they're glad they did.
Yeah, and the line doesn't matter. It's just you just watch top four weight. The line doesn't matter. Okay, and then on your next one, it's 4. Yeah, but you didn't have a chance to.
So they're taking some time here and just to, you know, reset and get ready for the 11th end. Each team does get 4 minutes and 30 seconds each to play this last end. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're just getting ready for the 11th end. Everyone's just got to take a few breaths and calm down from all the excitement of the 10th end. So for those of you just tuning in, just to give you a little bit of recap of what happened. So the Weagle team was down 2 going into 10, and Owen Purcell unfortunately had a pick on his last stone. It had a really very tough run back for his 2, and he ended up making it. So
and
that
when
is
we're
why
talking,
we're still here.
When we're talking really tough, we're talking like
Tough, like 2%
high,
chance.
high guard, had to hit it absolutely. One was wedged in between 2 blue stones.
Yeah.
And he somehow made it, spun his shooter in, stuck it. Even to make contact with that rock is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they made the decision in the hack.
Well,
and
it was a Hail Mary shot, really, when
Yeah.
you think about it. You know, you're rifling that blue one in. Was what you wanted to do.
And I think just to the excitement of the curling club, For people who only watch curling on TV, you see those shots all the time made by the professionals. Like, well, we don't consider them professionals, but they're professionals.
Most of them don't have a full-time job.
Yeah, so they make these shots on TV, and people think it's easy, but those shots are so difficult, and it just shows the excitement of the curling club here. There's a buzz here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad we don't have the capabilities of TSN replays, because that shot is top 100.
Yeah,
it would be plays of the month for sure.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Maybe it could still. Sometimes people submit things from this, and they get broadcasted on there. I guarantee you that one makes it, especially given the situation. Last rock, 10th end, 30 seconds left. That gets the people going.
Yeah. So if the hearts weren't pumping before, they definitely are now.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone just needs to kind of calm down. It was really back and forth there.
Just got to regroup, exactly.
When you get a pick like that, you think you're going to lose. Make a shot like that, you think, oh, my gosh, we could win it.
Yeah.
So emotions are definitely all over the place. Abraham has got to stay together.
Yeah. So
hammer, extra end.
Exactly. So they're just throwing through this rock. I think, they have one rock in the top 4. They're really happy with where that is. And they realize, hey, we only need 1 point to win this game. So let's not try to put this rock in.
They don't need any junk.
Don't need to make it perfect. So throw it through and then deal with the guards later. There is, of course, a 4-rock rule in play, so Thomas would not have been able to peel that guard out anyway. And starting next year, there's going to be the 5-rock rule where it'll be a little bit easier for hammer to score points.
Yeah, things are going to be definitely exciting on the circuit next year, so really looking forward to that getting in play.
Yeah. Yeah, he won't be able to peel for one more rock, so.
Lots of chances to come back.
Nice shot there by Brett.
Shot.
Yeah. Come right down top of that yellow.
Carly, this has been a great game to commentate. I must say, it's been so up and down, and there's been a lot going on. It's been fun.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both teams deserve to win this game. It's too bad they both can't. So.
I totally agree.
Whoa. That's not good. I mean, I guess he unlocked the yellow, so it's not slightly more helpful, but not the result he was looking for.
So you're just going to see the Weagle team. I think that's going to be the rock they are hoping to guard, so they're just going to keep lobbing up guards, and then the Abraham team is just going to be trying to hopefully have a little bit more successful peels than they had in their 10th end. They had 2 plugs, so 2 rocks they didn't peel out, so they stuck their shooter, and that's what kind of got them a bit of a mess in the 10th end.
Yeah, it definitely was. I think a huge contributing factor to that.
Yeah, those peels are important, especially when you're defending. You got to make them. So we're going to see what the Abraham team can do in this extra end. So that one just slid a little deep there, but the line is still okay. But now just for the Abraham team, there's just 1 center guard they have to remove rather than try to make a double peel.
Very nice shot. That'll make him feel a little bit better. Yeah.
Smile. So just talking about the weights, it is the 11th end, so there's been a lot of stones. So he knows the weight. It's just the paths might be getting a little bit sticky. Some might be a little bit slow or fudgy. So just communicating that when it's this late in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you've played so many rocks, more down the center.
Yeah.
Typically, the pebble just starts to wear down and it starts to get flatter. To just give everyone an idea, typically it's a little slower at the start of the game and it picks up speed as the pebble wears down and you break the ice in more. But then it can get to a point where you're taking off too much of that pebble from throwing it. It almost makes the ice a little bit more flatter, which creates a little bit more friction, which in turn makes the ice just a hair slower than what it would have been, say, during the 5th or 6th then.
Mm-hmm. There we go. And you could just hear them say that they basically just want them to have the skip to have the draw to the 4 foot for the final. So 4 foot's open, they're happy.
Yeah, I think you'll still see him throw up this guard. I would say that after that, and then when we get towards Owen's, last rock, you might even see them come in and maybe try to tap it a little bit further to make that draw harder. But I think for now, you just want to throw the, because if you put anything in play, they're just going to throw a rocket at it and just make it all go away. So you don't want that right now. So let's keep it clean, boys. Don't want any picks.
So Abraham does have the hammer, the little hammer symbol. Was missing from our.
It's okay. This is 16-5 to there, so ice is still running pretty keen. It looks like, he's playing the peel here. I don't think he would mind hitting the ones in the rings if he could, but I think first and foremost, you just got to make this peel. Whoa. It almost looked like Ryan might iced him a little too tight on that one.
Yeah. So bit of an opportunity now for the Weagle team. Try to close off that 4 foot area for the Abraham team's final rock. See Ryan there take a deep breath in the back. Everyone's just running a little nerves are high.
So where do you think the best spot is for this one? I see them, they want to block off the center.
I like going tight. You want to be on the other side of center, if anything. You don't want this to ever over curl, so you can give. See, they are giving more ice than they've been giving. So you want, if anything, you want this one to kind of hang out, tight guard, bite the 12 foot. That's fine.
Yeah, I think even in the same spot that the other rock is, just obviously on the left side of center. I would say probably about the same distance away from center as the other rock is.
So they are going to call a timeout. See what coach has to say here. It's going to head down to the other end. I don't know, Kylie, why do you think there was a timeout called?
I think, Anthony just wants to, Anthony, their coach, just wants to make sure that they really talked out where they want this rock to go. It's first rock, and it's really important that they don't put this in a spot that Ryan can just blast the Blues. So I think he just wants to get more of an idea of what the guys are, what conversation they're having, and make sure that everyone is on board with the shot and everyone knows what they're doing. I don't see him changing the call. I would be quite surprised. Because even us, we were saying, where do they want this, right? I don't think it's necessarily clear to everyone. So I think just to consolidate the thought process.
So they are talking about possibly throwing another center guard.
If he plays another guard, Yeah, get the weight. Yeah. Back 4, and then if he freezes, then you freeze for the win. Right? Yeah. But if he blocks that 4-foot, yeah, if he's going there, you go down. Get your weight. Even back button, back 4. Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like they did change the call, eh?
It looks like they're calling throw a high guard. And I think I saw like a little bit of tapping on that guard. So they're saying if they tap the guard at all, it kind of it spreads the guards out. Like you nick it over, you guard one side more than the other, and it's not the end of the world. But I think they are going to be tightening up the ice and throwing up another guard.
So one guard, you think?
I think, yeah, they're double guarding it.
Don't mind this call. Because I think right now, if you don't do this, Ryan's either going to come around whatever guard you throw, or he's going to rifle that guard.
So they're gonna peel. They're gonna peel the guard.
Is 7 Rock picked again? There's no way they didn't clean it good enough. I can't imagine they.
They really this game just does not want to be boring. Timeout 2 for the Abraham team now. Guys, it's not getting boring. I can tell you that.
It just feels so bad that Owen
like,
just keeps getting picks
it's
like that. That's 4 of them now. That's just heartbreaking.
Yeah. It's okay, though. The game's not over yet. There's still rocks to come. Anything can happen, clearly, as we've seen this game.
If he hits it, you got to draw again. If he freezes it, you got to draw again. Back 4, like center line, back 4. Yeah, even left side, back 4. Okay.
We can try to even get it under a bit.
So it looks like they're talking about playing a draw.
Just get your weight, even if it's wide open.
It's never a bad idea to do that. You know, it gives you your draw weight for his next one, which looks like it's shaping out to be a draw on his last one anyway, right?
Yeah.
So.
So you can see the boys there, all hands on deck cleaning that.
Yeah, it's just a really unfortunate pick. It's like his rock just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't do anything.
So we have Ryan Abraham throwing his first stone in the extra end. Looking to secure that point, try to get his draw weight in there. Can have a pretty close call that he's going to be throwing something similar to this on his final shot.
Yeah.
Heads are down.
It's pretty far out there.
So they did get it to shot stone, but it's not buried, so it's kind of up to the Weagle team. What do they want to see their opposition throwing for the final stone? Do they want Abraham to be drawing, or would they like him to be hitting?
So there's a few options. You can nose that yellow stone, and you know Ryan would have to get the hit and roll inside to get shot rock. You yourself can make the hit and roll now and make him draw and make that draw that much better.
You can just simply peel it away and then
and leave him the draw.
To the 4 foot.
I personally think that if you nose it, that's really good.
Honestly, I like the nose as well.
Yeah. If you try to make that roll and end up rolling towards the center, it's pretty simple nose hit to win.
Yeah.
I think if you know you're blocking off that draw path and making it that much harder for Ryan to score.
Mm-hmm.
So I think nose is what you're looking for here on this last one. I mean, of course, if you can make the perfect roll, that's great too. But
Yeah, nose hit's good.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Perfect.
It's a little flop to the
Ryan's gonna
outside,
draw,
and
yep.
there we go.
Yeah, that's all you can do, right? Yeah, if you leave your opposition with a shot like this to win, and if they make it, then it's a good curling shot, right? So
Yep.
that's all you can do.
Abraham team did their job. They left the skip the forefoot.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they're really here to clean this ice, and
Yeah. 2 minutes on the clock.
do not want to see a pick on this one at all. Yeah, take time, clean the ice, clean the path. You know, he, again, not going
The
to jinx him, but
Swiffer.
he just played this shot.
Maybe we should
Yeah,
just
something
stop.
similarly, right? Full forefoot. Played the shot a few times this game, so
Yep.
you know what to do.
So Ryan Abraham, final stone, 11th end of the B final. Winner goes on and secures their spot in playoffs. The sweepers are doing their best job on that.
Comes up light.
So Weagle,
Well, that's game over. So Weagle steals.
Weagle
to win.
steals the win. So 3 points they scored. 11-8. They secured in the not in the finals, in the playoffs. So Weagle is the B winner. Very back and forth game.
Yeah.
A very unusual game, but someone has to come out on top. So
Yeah, exactly. Like I said before, we've been, you know, both teams can't win. I think, you know, each team equally played well, and yeah, it was a really good game to watch, and I think the crowd really enjoyed it as well. Yeah, so Matt Manuel took the A, and we have here Weagle taking the B. So Weagle will be playing Matt Manuel later today in the C, and then Abraham will be playing Team Young in the C semi. The winner of those games will play each other for the last spot in the playoffs. And then tonight at 8 o'clock, which is just an hour from now, we will be broadcasting the women's qualifier game, which should be Caitlin Jones playing against Team Kaylee Nodding from the Bridgewater Curling Club. So tune in then. So thanks everyone for joining us. Again, my name's Carly, and I have Emily here with me. I hope you enjoyed listening in, and we will see you soon.